The blindfolded Altreon video was fake. People were saying it was fake.
CatDany linked me a blindfolded Latvian run that was recommended to him on YouTube. My initial reaction to the run was to be very impressed.
Yeah?
That sounded like an insane achievement. Upon watching it multiple times, however, both of us became suspicious as to its authenticity.
Okay.
We decided to dig deeper into this and review the entire Twitch VOD for these blindfolded Latvian runs. I found some occurrences in these runs that were very suspect. Here are some clips I've taken as examples.
The mouse moves towards the two disconnect messages? That's 1 point on a graph. Let's see how many other points we have. Let's see if we can make a line.
I believe I disconnected.
She DCs and then several minutes later.
Yes, nice shot. No, wait. You disconnected.
I see the problem.
Oh, wow. Where's the horn? I DC'd. After being told I DC'd and closing 2 dialogue boxes?
Hear no hunting horn.
Yeah, I wonder why. I think you disconnected. I
Did
saw
I
you,
disconnect?
yeah, you disconnected because I saw you.
This is the only time you can break. This is the only time you can break.
What is this showing? It's an eye tracker? Okay. I don't think that's enough. I don't know how eye tracker technology works. There could always be a fraction of a second false positive thing. I don't think that's not enough. Just trying to dodge the first double head swipe, which has no audio cue.
Big flagger.
It's so obviously fake. Well, I'm thinking about this, right? Like, if I look at that bandana, I've worn something like this before. And I'm not really trying to, like, defend or not defend it. I'm just trying to, like, understand it. There is a chance that she could still see vaguely out of it, but she couldn't necessarily be able to, like, look at each and every little individual thing, right? So it's like it obscures your vision by like 95%, but that 5% will give you cues. Like, for example, like there's a lot of people who are like legally blind, but they can see certain things. They can make out like the general outline of something. They might not be able to like tell somebody's face necessarily, but they can see that like this is a person that's walking towards them. Does that make sense? Rolling and Rage Roar after Clagger? What's a Clagger?
These are just a few highlights I've taken. The whole run in general is suspicious, and there are many moments where I question why she was able to execute certain punishes. I've consulted several other runners and players who are very experienced in fighting a Latvian, and we have reached consensus that the responses to a Latvian's actions are abnormal for someone who should only have audio cues. What is hardest to believe is how accurately she tracks a Latvian's position and centers the camera without using lock-on. It's also strange how quickly she can locate it when it's flying.
I actually am not surprised by the flying thing, because if you have good 3D headphones, I could see you doing that, especially if you've killed the boss a lot.
But how slow she responds to the elite hopping.
Good job containing Altreon's power.
Blindfold runs require hunt.
That's a good point. Yeah. Actual blindfold run, he relies on lock-on for the fight to find the monster. The music lets him know if he's in combat or if Nergi is leaving the area.
Hundreds, if not thousands, of hours of specific practice. This is because you simply cannot rely on your muscle memory from non-vision impaired runs to carry over to an audio-only scenario.
Alright!
To quote a well-known analysis of a cheated blindfold Mario 64 run,
he mainly claims to be using a combination of sound cues and muscle memory for most of his strats. Most speedrunners know, however, that visual cues in particular are just as important as muscle memory in many cases. It's very unrealistic to assume that anyone could just casually do a blindfolded run off of visual muscle memory alone, no matter how long that person has been playing.
Oh, it's simply... I always just assume that the way that they did it was... They just fucked it up 50 times. And then they finally got it right, and then that's the one they post.
I've tried to do stars. I can't do 1 star blindfolded. Like, even though I've played this game for years and years and years, even trying to do 1 star blindfolded,
Some dude.
insanely difficult.
there
4
are dozens
hours
of
in a
people with
game.
over 4,000 hours in this game and over 4,000 Elatrian kills. Not one of them would be able to over 4,000
That doesn't
hours in
account
this game and
for
over 4,000
other
Elatrian
attempts and fails.
kills. Not one of them would be able to achieve this level of gameplay with just several attempts of blindfold. What was also a major red flag for me was that she did not clearly answer my question, how many attempts did it take you to do this? Just saying that it took several attempts and that it wasn't meant to be a solo. Pulling off a blindfold run after just several attempts after having it gone off script is impossible. When she pretended that she didn't notice the hornplay disconnect until after she caught it, it was also absurd. When other people asked questions in the Discord, the response from a mod, Asriel, claimed that she had actually been practicing this on and off for a year off stream. So it wasn't just several attempts, apparently. He claims that he was the one who taught her how to play blindfolded, so I also look forward to seeing his blindfold run. The idea that having left-right audio in headphones is enough to discern Elatrian's exact angle and distance is silly. Not even a surround sound system would be sufficient to display such accuracy. Even the most skilled and specialized blindfold runners who have put thousands of hours into blindfold runs of action games rely on lock-on targeting
Is this a little
and
laggy?
use manual camera control. And even then, they still have great difficulty discerning distance using audio. And no, Asmongold's great sound design plus super high quality.
Yeah, this guy is like... He is a... he might... I don't know if he has it now, but he at some point, at multiple points, had like the top time for Sekiro. Like the fastest speed run of the game. Yeah, he is the Sekiro guy.
Headphones is not enough to allow
Please.
someone to discern direction and distance without lock-on, just from several attempts practicing blindfolded.
Dude, he was laying on the floor. He just ran super far away and I couldn't find him. Oh my god. Oh, what a choke. I should have dashed more times.
Furthermore, anyone doing blindfold runs will minimize any external sound sources that would interfere with the audio cues. This runner has
True.
follow alerts still on during her attempts. The hunting horn assistant would also be creating a lot of noise pollution, but I'll let that slide, since he was calling out what was happening while he was in the quest.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Holy shit, bro. This guy brought receipts. Oh my god. Alerts can be off for her? Yeah, that's true. She could have turned them off in her headphones, but not on the stream.
Convinced that this run is cheated and that the runner could see through a blindfold, based on the evidence extracted from the VOD, how unnatural blindfold gameplay is, and the fact that this is simply not achievable with limited blindfold practice. No matter how many runs you have done with full vision, blindfold runs are a whole different game. I had initially finished my draft for this video a couple days ago, but I wanted to be absolutely certain that I had come to the right conclusion. I had asked around with enough Monster Hunter speedrunners, but I really wanted the opinion of a specialist blindfold speedrunner, so I contacted Bubzia. This guy has run dozens of games with a blindfold on, and is a moderator of the blindfolded speedrunning community. Soon after I asked, he pretty much confirmed that there was no way somebody could move with such precision. Here is what he said analyzing the run on stream.
But yeah, the first thing I noticed definitely lots of camera movement with mouse, which is instantly a red flag, usually.
He's probably right. I mean, like, this guy is an expert, right? I mean, he knows it better than any of us do, right? So...
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's not jump to conclusions here.
Okay.
So she is facing away from the dragon, and the game has stereo sound, so you can hear the roars of the dragon and like kind of locate it. But
yeah,
this was a very, very quick adjustment. And this is the funny part. The micro adjustment to the head, dude. The micro adjustment to the head. Like here, okay, she faces the general direction of the dragon. But as I said, Greatsword relies on headshots, right? On charged headshots. Like, why would you not go straight and just hit the dragon? But like, this tiny camera movement straight to the head, dude. Okay, that is a bit...
That's a good point. He brings a good point.
That is a bit sus, dude. And then also, you don't know exactly how far away the dragon is, right? How do you perfectly gauge the distance to hit the head with a dash, like running attack, you know? And then charge attack as well. And then charge attack, doing a little readjust there as well. Okay. But yeah, what's mostly outstanding is the camera movement for me. I've done multiple blindfolded games that also like would require mouse movement, but we always, every single time we tried to figure out something else because mouse is just so unreliable. But yeah, look at the camera movement as well. Like, she keeps basically being centered on the dragon constantly. The dragon is always on the cam. There's no like off cam anything. Like, she keeps following the dragon, and you cannot, I 100% don't believe you can track it so fast with sound. You can look in the general direction, but you won't be able to keep it centered so precisely. It does look very sus, dude. Like, communication error occurred, comes up, and the mouse is like zoop. Okay, I mean, dude, there was no reason audio cue that would prompt her to move her camera a few degrees down and left. To anyone who thinks she was just pressing dodge to close the dialogue, she presses twice way too fast to actually do just the 2 dodges. I'm certain that she was surprised by the disconnect prompt and forgot for a second that she was playing blind. It definitely needs more than just you go in with casual knowledge and do it. That's definitely not possible. No matter.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, it's just you kill it 4,000 times, you're gonna have like expert knowledge on it. But I'm not defending it. I'm just saying
you can have a billion kills probably, and it would still require own specific blindfolded strats.
Yeah.
Let's conclude this here. Long story short, for me, the headshots and especially the camera movement is too sus. The camera movement with mouse was way too precise.
As an additional update, I've joined the streamer's Discord and seen a coordinated campaign they've organized to get recognition for this blindfold run by promoting it on Asmongold's subreddit. He later watched it on stream and commended it. I think this sort of behavior is disgraceful. A Capcom creator using a cheated run for shameless self-promotion. I have nothing but respect for the dedication and passion of the blindfolded speedrun community, and this fraudulent imitation quite frankly disgusts me.
That's holy shit, that's the end of the video. Okay.
This blindfold run.
This is what I think happened. As somebody who's not an expert, so I think that this happened. She put on the blindfold, and it did... This will take me a minute. It's going to take me a little bit. I'm I gotta do this real quick. Give me a sec. Okay, all right, now let's do it the other way. Okay. And like this. Done. So I think this is what the blindfold did. I think that it obscured 95% or 90% of her vision. It did not completely obscure it, which allowed her to use the tiny little pixels that, you know, equivalent of pixel that she can see that are giving her indicators of where the boss is. So she sees the guy's arm and it's like this, and she knows, okay, well then the head's going to be here. So having those small context clues allowed her to micro adjust and react to things. I think that's what happened. You're underestimating how see-through blindfolds can be? You're definitely right. And I'm saying that, like, it is on this spectrum, though. I do think that it is on this spectrum. It's not really... It's not a blindfolded run. It's like a vision impairment run. You know what I mean? Not blindfolded, just vision impaired. It's probably software assisted. I don't think that it's software assisted. I think that this is probably a much simpler answer. Yeah, it's a visual impairment run. I mean, I'm going to be real, guys. Let's read a few of the comments. Did we get hoodwinked? The way she sprints at Altreon only to immediately adjust her course to line up with his head is all you need to know. The entire run is like this. It's all bullshit. I think we might have been hoodwinked. There's a lot of people thought it was real, okay? There's a chance that it's real, but I feel like that chance after watching this video is pretty low. I think it's less likely than likely. And I think the most realistic explanation is this right here. I think this is what happened. I'm going to be real. Who cares? I feel like this is the pinnacle of what matters. Is a blindfolded run of a hard boss in a video game real or not? What do you want to go talk about Palestine again?